What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 114, being recorded on June 14th, 2021. Man, the years are just blurring. I am your host, Darth Butcher. I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
Hey, what's up, nerds?
We've got Grand Admiral Franz.
Yo.
And Bootleg Joe.
Hey, yo.
What's up, everyone? We have our chat rooms with us.
Yes,
we have our
do.
Patreon list with us.
We don't have a chat room. We have a pit.
That's right. We've got the pit.
I forgot about that, too.
We're about like a month into that branding. Let's get that down.
Yeah.
All right. Our patrons from Patreon, we've got Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast. We've got, who is also in our chat, we've got Donald Sulsky, Rebels and Lions, that's Crystal Lamphir, Brandon Epler and his daughter Anya, AJ Herrera from the Forbidden Panel, and then all the rest of those yahoos who make up the Sarlacc Digest.
Awesome. We are doing a different format. We are trying something new. So if there's any kind of audio things that needs to be adjusted, let us know in our chat. We appreciate that. But again, in our pit, sorry. Let's shout out the pit. Who's being digested as we speak right now?
We've got Santo 1414. We've got Bounty Hunter B&B, Mando Mike. Let's see who else we got. We've got Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour. We've got Cliff. He's in there, as well as some others who just haven't spoken up yet.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Let's we got some new features.
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
yeah.
Let's see something fancy here.
We're gonna talk to you today.
Yeah, we're gonna actually feel free to jump in and comment and everything. Mando Mike says, "Hey guys,
Whoa,
look at that!
Hey, Mando Mike, what's up?
We're spotlighting the pit. Shut up."
Yeah, it's such little things in life that really makes it, go around. So,
it really is.
Before we get started, though,
they're in for a hoot when we start talking about the show. Then,
I'm ready to jump in this because we got some Star Wars to talk about. Didn't think we would, right? Because last week we were like, "What the hell is going on with everybody, with everything?" Right?
Yeah, wasn't it last week I said something along the lines of, "Man, is the Book of Boba Fett even filming right now? I haven't heard anything."
Yeah.
7 months. It filmed for 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was the very next day.
I'm going to put this in the breaking news section. The Book of Boba Fett.
Stop
is done.
So fancy.
Had filmed. They wrapped up. They're done. It's confirmed. I love it.
I do too.
I love it. I mean, that's what we were like waiting for, right? Last week we were like, "What's going on? We haven't heard anything. Is it even being filmed? Was it a stop production and all that stuff?" But no. So excited. So again, maybe September, October, the marketing's really gonna start heating up.
I really figure, like we talked about last week, 2 months, just like everything else. 2 months right now, they'll ramp up and go crazy.
Yes, and we'll talk about this again a little later. But Ewan McGregor and Pedro Pascal had an interview, or they did interviewed each other, which was a cool thing.
Yeah.
And if anybody go check that out, because Pedro discusses all the stuff they started going into season 3 of the Mando, and Pedro stopped himself. I don't know if I'm allowed to say or filming or not, or whatever it is.
And Ewan just said, "Don't say anything."
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because McGregor, are we going to talk about it later or just now?
Yeah, right. Well, here's the thing. Also, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi set photos, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I like his new cloak.
Yeah, everybody's wearing a poncho. I don't. Yeah. No. This is cool. This is there's nothing revealing here. I don't think so. But it's just cool to see this happening. Like I said, last week we were all about we're kind of starving for news. You know what I mean? And I think we're starting to get it, and I like it. Like leak sets, it's cool with me. Like I said, we got the Cassian leak sets, and I hope Obi-Wan. I'm not
just knowing that they're working on it. It's exciting.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Well,
when he said in that interview, right, that he got to walk around with stormtroopers, and he had never done that before, right? That he was in 3 Star Wars movies and didn't walk around with a stormtrooper, which he's all mine were clones, right? Like he had to double check himself. He's all mine were clones, right? Because he didn't see any, right?
And not only that, but his also weren't wearing armor, so it's like how could he really get intimidated by something in a green suit or a blue suit?
Yeah, he never saw a clone
Good
trooper
point.
physically ever in his life. So it's weird. But it's neat to be able to say that and know that.
It is neat. And then he's so excited because going into that interview, right? He's so excited that he is in the times of Star Wars where he grew up in. Like the original trilogy stuff. Yes, he was a part and he created the prequel stuff. But his excitement, just like all of ours, if we had to choose what movie to be into, we'd be like, give me Stormtroopers, man. I want to be around Imperials and Stormtroopers. And he's having, which, again, go watch that interview. Is there anything that you guys picked out from that interview that you get, to talk about? Because it's mainly, fanboying on each other. Really,
the excitement, the excitement of you, both you and Pedro saying that whenever they were around those stormtroopers, they felt like they were 6 years old again. That it was just that excitement was so palpable that it was really cool to hear them talk about it like that.
And Mando Mike also said, he's alone, that he doesn't want to see set leaks like that stuff. I'm with you on that because I'm very careful of what I pick and choose to consume or look at. When it comes to something that's innocent, like what I just showed you, with just a stormtrooper in it, an Imperial, that's fine. When it comes to like if we saw Anakin burned, then that's different, right? I mean, that's
because we have seen that kind of stuff before and didn't blast it, right? Like we've seen that and let it go. Like the Anakin, actually in his chamber, in his bacta tank on before Rogue One,
correct?
We all saw that. Didn't talk about that and. It happens.
I'm. You're not alone, Mike. Myself, I keep myself 99% spoiler free, or I try to. I know that's when we try to do our show, it's hard to do it here. A spoiler free show because we want to do it. But we're very careful on a lot of stuff. If it was a script leak, we're not going to read it.
No, not at all.
Actually, some of us might read it, but they don't discuss it with their
And we'll have a special show and read the script and discuss it, but it'll be a special type of thing.
Right.
I think everybody knows that by now.
Yeah.
But I don't think for most part, outfits like that, like seeing a stormtrooper, we know, and that's what he said. That's what he said too. He's all, we all know what time frame this is, right? I see a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
So seeing a stormtrooper doesn't bother me. Seeing him in some kind of desert attire doesn't. What it does do though is harken back more to the Kenobi novel look. Or they have that maquette, that statue, right? That
cool
and he's
statue.
really deserty, and the boots look more like that in this
Mythos statue.
Than his Jedi garb. It looks like, right?
Marco, could you toss that image back up again, real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me get that.
My question is, all the way on the right hand side, is that Ewan or is that somebody else? The hair looks different.
That's a different character.
Okay.
That's a different actor.
Right.
There was a couple shots of him. And I don't know if he's just like a villager or if he's an actual again,
or a stunt double.
Or a stunt double. Maybe.
Oh, okay. He's you in stunt double for sure. Look at his sleeves, his pants, his shoes. There's no way, right?
Yeah,
possible.
It's
yeah,
it's possible. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Just curious.
There you go.
No problem. There was a couple more shots of him again, just like what Mike was talking about. I didn't really want to, dissect it that much unless there was something.
Oh no, we're dissecting it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, okay, had you seen
we're digesting it.
Right. Had you seen his General Clone Wars armor? That would have been a big spoiler. Would have been a little different, right? That would be a little different discussion.
Oh, could you imagine if in the show he's about to go fight some battle or something, you just see him gearing up and putting the pauldrons on and the gauntlets and stuff? All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
You know what? I'd actually just like to see him open that case because we've never really seen all of his case.
Oh, right.
Pulls Anakin's saber out of and see that gear in there.
Yeah.
That would be cool just to see his Republic symbol, his Jedi symbol.
Having it in
and that would be a perfect opening for a flashback.
Yeah.
Him opening that stuff and
like I said, but for him to don it too during this season would be ecstatic. I think that's a good throwback there. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Any which way we're good, but I could see it tons of ways happening. Either a flashback, donning it just to put it back on, or in the case.
Yeah, in the case would be great too. We still flip out, and then we would want toys of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Real fast. I mean, I don't want to switch gears too fast, but I was going to bring up some of the Haslab or announcement or the Hasbro stuff that was going to release because I think it was kind of important coming into the future of the anniversaries. But if I like I said, if there's more to talk about in the Kenobi and the Boba Fett, let me know. We'll go on that. But
cool.
Nah, we're good.
For all the heavy collectors out there, Haslab announced another project, and of course we're getting the Razor Crest.
Yes, we are. And
they announced all they're going to do is Haslab Black Series. The first time a Black Series Haslab has come out. Amando Mike saw, because I watched the stream too, and he recalls them saying it is definitely a play set. They just said, I heard it just wasn't going to be a vehicle. Okay.
Oh, because you jumped automatically to creature thinking, right?
Because of that comment. I didn't associate play set, but Mando said he heard it, and he said that they edited that out. He said that they edited that portion out of the live stream of them saying it's a play set.
Gotcha.
Now, going with my first instinct was Rancor. I put it in the chat. Rancor makes a ton of sense to me, right? It could still be a Rancor because this play set that I'm thinking is going to be Jabba's throne, and then it's going to be elevated, and you're going to have the Rancor underneath it with the cage and everything.
Can you imagine how massive that would be?
But that's a Haslab project, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a $400 Haslab or $350 or whatever you want to call it.
$600.
The reason why I go straight to Return of the Jedi is because think about this. They probably won't announce the project to the end of this year. It'll take them another whole year to produce it, or maybe a year and a half, and that brings us into the anniversary of Return of the Jedi. They announced that Bib Fortuna is coming out, the Return of the Jedi version of Bib. It makes perfect sense. Like that, and then the stretch goals could be, Ula, a half-eaten Gamorrean, Malakili, right?
Yeah, I was saying he'd have to be in there if you're going to do a Rancor.
Yeah,
you need them all.
But it just makes sense. The timing makes sense to me for it to be Return of the Jedi. Now,
it could also be Attack of the Clones if it's next year.
Well, like I said, I was thinking of going in my head, I was going every single episode. What would be a great play set from episode 1 all the way to
Agreed. But you already have a Jabba Haslab project.
No.
Yes,
you do.
With the barge.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? You're going to do 2 Return of the Jedi Jabba play sets out of three things.
Now, I'm thinking Death Star. I'm thinking Death Star.
I would have been Death Star.
I would love, because you could make it. Oh, but wait, we're talking 6-inch. So if they did Death Star, it would be cool if it was modular to where you could take off the big cannon and put on Emperor Palpatine's throne, something like that. There are a lot of different ways they could play that. I mean, they could make the play set go all the way back to having the special secret door that Rey walks through in Rise of Skywalker. I mean, you could do all sorts of stuff with that.
Right. Douglas Topper is with me with
Jabba's throne.
Jabba's throne.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, we're with you. We're with him.
Yeah. Trash compactor. I mean, like I said, I want to do an episode where we do these because we're going to start dropping more content. I want to go through every episode 1 through 9 and pick a playset that's possible.
Oh, okay.
Like A New Hope, like you said, Death Star, right?
Like Camino. I want a whole bunch of white rooms and cloning chambers, and that's what I want.
Do you think is this a cop out if they give us the carbon freezing chamber in 6-inch format since they did it in vintage?
Yeah, it's a cop out.
Just take what they did and just scale it up and just go, here's $500. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, you would know that that'd be easier to do in a program and just scale it up.
Yeah, I mean they have it
get
with
out of
this
here.
chintzy as the 3 3/4-inch one is. Yeah, man. If they made that 6-inch, they would have to do something else very special with it in order to make me even remotely look at it.
Like not have to buy 2 of them.
Like not have to buy 2 of them. Like actually making it a sturdy piece instead of this flimsy legged.
Right.
Yeah. It just Yeah,
that was a chintzy little deal. I mean, it looks the way Mike has it set up. Is pretty dope, right? But you had to do a lot of work to make it look like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not like that out of the box.
Yeah. At first, I was shocked that they said no vehicles, but then I look at the snow speeder and I'm like, no one's bought that thing. I mean, well, okay,
got it up there.
I've seen it twice. Mike and Scott have bought it. That's the only 2 people that I've seen.
It's true. Me and Mando Mike, yes.
Yeah, but because again, if they did an ATST, I'm all in.
Yeah, but no vehicles. So you're either a creature, which would be they already have a Wampa and a Rancor Black Series, right? Oh no, they only have a TBC, a regular 3 3/4-inch Rancor, right?
Right.
So you could bust out a Rancor, but again, we're in Jabba's palace. You could do a Wampa because they don't have a 6-inch Wampa, do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they do. They did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. I don't know.
So if they did Jabba's palace, though, I mean, that would be pretty cool because they could make it to where it comes with the throne, or they could have the other throne, Bib Fortuna's throne, to carry it through to Book of Boba Fett too.
Right.
So that could also be modular.
Could.
Giovanni says Vader's temple would be
Yes.
dope.
Yes.
I'm also
that
thinking
would be
his
cool.
chamber too would be
His
amazing.
chamber would be a win. I don't know if it's you got to think Haslab. A chamber's not Haslab, but a Star Destroyer
Right.
bridge to his chamber is
Right.
a Haslab. That's
That would
big
be
stuff,
cool.
man. And I don't know.
Mhm.
Ewok Village is probably where I'm thinking
Yeah.
too. But again, we're in Return. We have to get out of Return. Why is everything in Return?
Well,
Because it'll be the 40th anniversary.
Because of the. when
I
it's
get
come
it, but
out,
we've
just-
already done the barge. Unless they jumped the gun on the barge and should have saved that. You know, that's a lot of
Yeah,
Return of the
I
Jedi
hear
stuff. You have a lot of movies, and you're going to
Yeah.
stick in Return of the Jedi, which
Yeah.
I don't dislike, right? But I mean, we got to move on. Do the Cantina, do the Lars
Cantina would be-
Homestead. The Lars Homestead would be dope. I mean,
Cantina would be amazing.
Not a lot of play value in it, though. I mean, there's a lot of photography.
Yeah, it would be
that you
photography
could do with it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
But for an
Yeah.
actual play set, there's
Yeah.
not a whole lot of play in the
All
Lars
right.
Home.
Well, we'll brainstorm that one and come back out of it. But definitely, I'm sitting in definitely the Jedi Archives right now is my call. There we
Yeah.
go. That's it. I just changed
Jedi
it to Jedi Archives.
Gotcha.
Jedi
That's
Archives.
what it's
Yeah.
Joe
For the
Costanzo.
attack-
Okay.
for the Attack of the Clones anniversary. That's what it's
Yeah,
gonna be.
and Mando Mike's thing was 120 foot. Star
That's
Destroyer.
what I'm
Of
in.
course.
I'm in for $400. I'll put it in
It'll
the
be about
backyard.
$100K too. Yeah. Oh my god.
whatever. Well,
Anyway,
Take out
it's
credit.
fun to speculate. It's cool that they're dropping that. Play set makes real good sense. Again, running out of space to put everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I
no,
think-
man, I'm not in it for any of it. I just like to talk about it.
I
There's
know.
no hell of a way I have any space.
Yeah,
I
like I,
don't-
said, I was going every episode and thinking what would be the play set because you have to pick like one superior play set above them all because they're not doing this a lot, right?
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's do that on an episode. Let's
Yeah.
do a whole episode where we go through and pick our play set from each one.
Absolutely,
Let's do it.
absolutely. That's future content right there.
There you go.
Everybody check out Bad Batch. I hope because the week
We're about
before,
to spoil that.
yeah, because the week before I was all up in arms, like my arms were starting to get crossed, like they're about right here, about coming in with the pouting and everything, and then I watched this episode. I'm like, oh, how refreshing, because we got somebody, somebody that we knew we were gonna get, but
Not in a
anyway,
roundabout way either. We got him directly.
yeah.
Well, we don't have to BS about it. Do the thing.
So we got it queued up.
Oh, let's
So
watch
as
Bad Batch, guys.
Yeah. So as it's queued up, we'll talk about it and everything. It's episode 7, Battle Scars, right? So the big reveal was in this episode too, which was
So
awesome.
I like the title Battle Scars because they're coming through and the guest, we know who the guest is, right? Obviously he's been through hell and back and been through it all. He has a scar
Yeah.
that they're all going to need. So I think that's pretty dope. Hey, I love this right here when they get into the roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
Click, 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 click.
Oh yeah.
Again, I always love it. Always love it.
And
He fit this time though. They must not be eating well,
Right. Well, remember
they're picking out on those little candies, so
right?
which we'll see soon. But
Yeah.
the attack of the small creature in here, it reminded me a lot of the puffer pig and that instance from
Yeah.
Rebels.
So they're doing a really good job again of keeping Echo and Wrecker together. They paired them up a lot because at first it was really going to be just Hunter. It felt like the first couple episodes, and Wrecker. And again, we've been alluding to what we feel is going to happen to Wrecker. So I mean, it's been on purpose, but they've been really, really close for weeks.
Yeah. And right there, Wrecker hit his head again. So and again,
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, he
come
hit his
on.
head too whenever he was wrestling with the little lizard
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
dude's like one walking concussion.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah, there's my Ithorian though. That's got the blue classic
Right,
hammerhead
right.
costume on. That's really cool.
And of course, we get the whole Lord of the Rings Strider, right?
Yeah.
He's just sitting in the
That's
dark.
exactly what it was.
It really is.
We get the guy in the corner, that's peering at them, and of course Hunter knows it. Yeah, and the first thing I thought was like, that's a throwback to Lord of the Rings right there. 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah. See
Especially-
the IG-88 heads back there in the background.
Yeah, especially like they showed him with the glowing eyes, like, right? I'm like,
yeah.
At first I'm like, well, who the hell can that be? Yeah,
Yeah.
like right here.
Right
I know it's
there.
just a reflection. It wasn't like an actual glowing. I know that, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Rhea Perlman that does the voice of Sid here. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So going back to her days in Cheers, she's working in a bar again, and
Right.
I love that she's handing out pay here and then telling them how in debt they are to her.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You
we
have
found
to
out
work,
why.
but people never leave. They're like, oh, we owe you for board and food and all the popcorn or whatever the hell Wrecker and Echo are eating.
Right.
Omega.
Right?
Okay. Omega. Well,
Like, what the
here's
hell?
the popcorn right here. You can buy this in Batu. That's
You can.
What the great thing about it is
Yeah.
like sitting there going, man, again, I really wish I was at Disneyland because you can buy that exact same snack, and they threw that in there again. It's just really cool. Yeah. So yeah, of course, the Ithorian has to get into the
With a translator because you can't understand Ithorian.
I love that. I
That's
absolutely
really smart.
Yep.
yeah,
Always with the translator. So
and a weak way by his side.
Yeah.
Yeah, these two have been a pain in the ass for a couple episodes now, right? They were bugging Omega last week.
Yeah. Exactly.
And suddenly we hear gunfire.
Yeah, but this debt thing, I'm going through the Bane trilogy again, and that was how Bane was stuck on his planet and his dad. They were always in debt and could never pay it off and would always have to, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. You get enslaved, basically, and that's how they work in a lot of Star Wars stuff. You get
Right.
you can't just leave. I'm like, get in the ship and run away if you owe her money.
Well,
Just get the fuck
she
out.
needs them, and that's her way to that's she needs them, they need her.
I
because
get. They have
need
no
money.
place to really stay. Right.
Right. And
And
here's
here
our
we
big
go.
reveal, right?
Right there, everybody. I mean, at that point we knew,
I
right?
knew
You
it.
saw the
Yeah.
sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Saw the
Yeah.
sleeve.
Saw the
And
blue stripe
now-
on the white armor.
Is anybody disappointed?
Yeah.
No,
Nope.
No.
not at all.
Anybody in chat, were you disappointed? Did you want it to be Ahsoka? Did you want it to be someone else? So, I mean, Rex makes perfect sense, right? And and also we do realize that the sisters are working for Rex, or they contacted Rex. So that's and he mentions it here too. But again, my thought was I wasn't disappointed. I think it was as meant. We knew this was happening. We knew that Rex had to come in here because of the chip thing.
Right. At
But
some
I
point,
was-
that was going to have to get exposed and pulled out at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So-
Mando Mike says it had to be Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
I
here we
agree.
go with a lot of things going on. It's building to this, and that's why it's good. The last couple slower episodes were building to a big reveal, like getting Rex and what happens later, and it's good. They've been on the run. They've got themselves settled in a place now. That's when he could stop and find them. Right.
Right. Well, yeah. This is how.
It would have been tough for him to find him until they settled down.
Yeah, we knew that the chips had to be, taken out somehow, and it comes up here in this conversation too, especially like they're basically saying like we have the chips, but they're not activated except for crosshairs, and this is what alarms Rex. Rex is like, so you're saying that you guys are like not in like he knows that they can be out of control in an instant. And he gets real defensive.
I'm glad they explained it the way they did, because we kept saying, would it really matter? Yeah, it would, because he has
they weren't Jedi, right?
But they have all of their memories, and they know that these guys all went against Order 66. So
and that was important.
Everybody's in danger.
Yeah.
That was important for that reveal. Like when Rex,
Yeah.
when he told him, it's like, you guys don't have your chip. I know you're a defective batch, but you have chips that are not working.
Right.
And then he gets like, he pulls a gun on him.
Well, our stream just died. Our stream suspended for policy violations.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
And so it is.
And that is how.
And now we know.
Yeah. With thunderous applause. Is it over? Can we not get back in?
I'm gonna try.
That face. Leave that face.
I hope we didn't get suspended.
I hope we did. Except it's a cooler story.
God damn it. Uh-oh. Mano Mike says I saw that coming. Or BMP. Let's see here.
Is it say it on the screen?
It says stream unavailable,
Yeah.
stream suspended for policy violations. So this stream has been suspended, so we can probably restart.
Hey guys, we are back. We are back.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. We'll just wait for everybody to catch up here.
It's not on the same stream though, is it?
It's gonna be a brand new one.
Brand new one. Okay.
I called it episode 114 continued. So that's.
Oh, I see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Let me grab that.
Are we? Just wait. Are we in this thing? Okay.
Yes, we are. We're live. I see it.
All right. Oh my God.
Hey, you know, man, it's trial and error. It might happen. We knew.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. So, just gotta pick up screenshots or something like that next time and just go that route.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Okay, so now Joey's down here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We are live, by the way. We are on the continue. Sorry, everybody. We YouTube does not. So what? Basically, I'll wait a couple minutes before we get back into it. But basically, YouTube does not like us playing the video. I know now. I mean, I know.
Well,
now.
there was no sound. It wasn't like we were doing, whatever.
It's fine. All
right, where we were.
Wait for a couple people to get back in, and then we'll.
Oh, they gave up on us. They quit.
Now we got Darth Omega, Giovanni, Mando, Mike, Douglas Tupper. They're all back.
All right.
So we got 4 of them back. Gavin's coming back, so that's good.
We suck. That was horrible. But nothing we could do. It was worth a shot, right? I mean, that was cool. I was all excited for it. Although, to be fair, and I know we're live and all, the flow's tougher.
Yeah. I noticed that there was a lot of quiet moments there where we were just watching.
And when you talk like that, it's not going to play well on audio. So it's okay. It's better this way. We'll just ramble on and on and on about what we remember.
Right. Yeah, Cliff. Yeah. I agree. It should have been sound only, but it's Disney, and that they've got a lot of lawyers doing nothing. So
yeah,
that's why I had it mute, because we figured we were going to get struck.
Look,
like they would get us on our audio, but
we're on a high watch list. They watch us closely because we get a lot of our stuff right. Yeah. So they check us out and they're like, okay, what kind of information do these guys have, or what kind of ideas they have we can turn into a movie? So as soon as they come on and we're showing their stuff, they're like, oh, come on, guys. Yeah. Not until you get your own next week.
Yeah.
You should highlight Cliff's last comment. That was pretty funny.
What did you say?
Moocher got all excited with his new upgraded internet, and he wanted to press his luck.
I did. I sure as hell did, man. We did press our luck.
Yeah, we had talked about that ahead of time too. Go for it. Why not?
Maybe we got snitched on by another YouTuber.
Oh.
Nah, there's zero chance of that happening.
It could be another theory.
These guys can't get any bigger than 300 followers. Stop them.
Yeah, right. All right,
which
cool.
is great. We're back at 300. We were at 300, then 298, then back up at 300, then 299. Now back up at 300.
Saddest thing ever. All right, we good?
Yeah. So again,
all right,
we'll
Bad Batch.
Right here.
Popcorn. Yeah. Rex is talking to her now. Rex is talking to Omega. Now, I think that's really cool because never. I find it odd that we haven't heard a discussion about her being female or who she's a clone of. Right? We're assuming she's a clone of Jango, which we have to keep assuming. Right? I still assume that, but it doesn't strike anybody as odd that you have 3 million clones, right? 3 million clones, and this female pops out. And I know, don't get me wrong, when he kneels down, he says, "I've met a lot of clones, but none like you."
Right.
But it's never really discussed yet. We're 6, 7 episodes in, right? Whatever it is, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, 7 episodes in. Yeah, that's a pretty big topic to not discuss amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least for us, we haven't heard
her reaction to him too. Did you remember?
Check this out though.
Oh, I love it.
I just realized something. She's got blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Rex is the only one that I've seen that has blonde hair. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if there's some kind of connection with her and Rex.
I don't know.
Because what other clones do you know that has blonde hair like her?
None. But we don't. I never even thought of Rex's was natural or painted like a paint. I don't even know.
Just dye it?
I honestly don't know. So that's a good question. I don't know.
He uses a lot of sun
coming in. You would see Roots coming at this point. I mean, but it also makes sense about her reaction too. She touched his face and she goes, "You're a reg," You're
Generation 1.
Generation 1.
Yeah.
Because the lines in his face.
So her intuition is spot on.
I'm a Generation 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
she called him on it. I'm like, ow, that hurt. I felt that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
so
call me old.
Cliff said they're both from the 90s and they both love grunge. So yeah, of course they're gonna die.
Dig it.
And they both love Nickelback. Gosh.
No.
Dig it. But I love that she walked in. I love that she said, "Hey, I thought you guys didn't like Regs. This one we like.
Yeah.
This one we like."
They were all
until they start talking about the chip and that the guys haven't had their chips removed, and Rex starts reaching for his blaster.
Great, right?
And you see Omega kind of back up, and she's like, "Well, what's happening here?"
That was awesome, right? That's an awesome. It gave me a chill right there because Rex is not about to deal with this again, and he's already had to go after how many of it. He says it in there. Right. I've had enough brothers die and had to bury enough brothers to not do this. I want to do this again.
Yeah.
Right.
And okay, again, Rex's cockiness. I don't want to have to bury the four of you.
Yeah,
you're not going to bury me. I'm Rex. So I don't want to have to kill all four of you and take this.
He's like, I make it to Return of the Jedi, so I know I'm not dying.
That's right.
I have things to do, man.
That's right.
It's not approved in the timeline that I die.
No, that little showdown was awesome. And then of course it goes to say, like, you know, I know how we can get those out of you before they activate, because they had mentioned Crosshair, right? And then you know, of course, so that's their mission now, to follow Rex and get this thing, you know, deactivated. And then they have to go to a downed Republic ship.
Yeah, so he like bails on him for a minute, right?
Yeah.
He leaves and says, I'm gonna go figure something out real fast. He has a connection somewhere else.
And it's real fast.
Yeah. And it's you know, time works funny in Bad Batch and Mandalorian, so who knows, right? It could have been 4 years. It sounded like they had been with Sid for like 6 or 7 missions too, right?
Yeah. This is like the middle of another mission. Their third. Yeah. They were,
because they had they had 20 cartons of that popcorn.
Yes.
Which means 10 missions, and this is the 11th. That was the 11th mission.
That's right. So, okay. Way to break it down.
Yeah, no, you've got to figure it out. Time flies in these shows, so we think it's like the next day. It could have been 3 months. We don't know.
Yeah. Most likely, because again, they're saving up money, just to survive, I guess.
Because it's a video game. You have to put money in gear.
Exactly.
There really doesn't seem to be an end point for them. They are literally living paycheck to paycheck here in Sid's den. Yeah. And you know, we don't quite see what the end game is here. What's coming.
Yeah. You know, he kind of says that. He does say that later. He actually literally says that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I honestly think we're building up to Sid betraying them because she's in it for the money, you know?
Because she's a Trandoshan and they're just not cool.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
That too.
We haven't met a cool Trandoshan yet, ever. They're always villainous.
Right. Always got something. We get to the point where they go to Rex's ship because they're all going to deactivate this thing, and Wrecker goes first, right? Or they're asking Wrecker to go first.
Well, let's talk first about, we can just go to a junk ship, right? And there's scavenger guild we need to talk about.
There's so many guilds
everywhere. Scavenger guild, which is kind of cool. They're on skiffs and stuff, right? But you just walked into this ship. That's an old type of ship, right? And he says, the last time I was on one of these, it didn't work out too well. But my thing is, you can walk on this thing that's been scavenged to death and turn shit on, and it still works. So
there's
I wanted to lay that out. Yeah.
Stuff in the Star Wars universe. I mean, come on, look at the Razor Crest. Look at everything it went through, and it was okay until it wasn't anymore. So, I mean, literally.
until it literally wasn't there anymore.
Exactly.
I could have sworn it, just like a video game, your side missions were to get the components to activate the ship, to get the thing, you know. But no,
that would have worked.
So they just fast forward it, and everything works.
So here they're on this Jedi cruiser, the Generation 1 Venerator class Star Destroyer, basically. And this is where we see the animation and the acting in the animation and how great it is in Wrecker. Wrecker acts like I act around heights. I have done the exact same thing he did, where he was come up to the narrow ledge, and while everybody's balancing, he's on all fours, just kind of shimming across this thing. And the way his face changed. Yeah, I can't. I mean, terrified of heights. So I feel, I saw him walking up to it. I'm like, oh God, that's exactly what I would have done. I love that kind of attention to detail.
Yeah. They've done that a couple of times with him over the season now too. They've they've given him that weakness of heights, like really a couple of times.
He can fight a Rancor to a standstill, but he gets up next to a height and he's a baby. And I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah. When he's climbed, because he did this little tightrope climb, And of course, you know, they did this little adventure thing where he fell, or the rope breaks, and he goes into this thing, and the monster tries. There's a monster at the
Dianoga.
Big Dianoga,
which apparently is now directly. It looks like a Sarlacc. It's a water Sarlacc.
Yeah,
really.
It kind of looked like the creature from the Mandalorian that was on the ship.
Yeah, but it definitely was. It was a Dianoga because if you have the closed captions on, it shows it.
Yeah, it looked like the creature from Lord of the Rings, the octopus in the lake. It was another Lord of the Rings thing.
You're stuck in Lord of the Rings today.
I am, dude. I am. This is a heavy Lord of the Rings reference.
It really did, yeah.
But there's a monster in there because, of course, there's a monster in there. You know what I mean? That's
right. Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah,
you're in a ship, and Imperial ships all have Dianogas.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It must be a trash compactor thing. It must be good for the trash.
Well, remember in certain point of view,
they talked about picking it up in space,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, like by accident. It seemed like it was almost an accident,
Mm-hmm.
but the Dianoga didn't know that.
Correct.
The Dianoga was talking about its perception of what was happening, so maybe it wasn't an accident, and maybe the Imperials throw them in there. But yeah, you're right. Certain point of view made it sound like it just got picked up,
right?
Oops, and landed in there.
Yeah. So again, another throwback. But let's talk about Evil Wrecker.
My favorite.
Wrecker.
My favorite.
Just the way his face changes. Oh my god.
So of course, as they're trying to, you know, they identify where the chips are, right, and everything, and Wreckers activates because of his consistent head, you know, the concussion and stuff. Yeah, head trauma. Yeah. His activates, and I was just like on edge of my seat when Wrecker's face turned, and he went ape on them, and I loved it.
He did. It was like a horror movie right there, right? It was horror movie vibe. It was really dark. It was really disturbing.
You went total Cape Fear on these guys, man.
Yeah.
But just like you said, the first thing he did is the orders thing. Good soldiers follow orders, and you guys are in direct violation. So, yes, it answered our question that, no, it doesn't have to be a Jedi in front of them for them. This Order 66 goes beyond just killing Jedi. It's also killing Jedi and eliminating any clone
that refuses.
Or anyone that helped him because he went after the important part, Omega, for aiding them.
Right.
Well, he said they committed treason.
Yeah.
Right.
He straight up said they committed treason, and he went after them.
Right. And then
Mando Mike, it was a Republic cruiser, just like the one Ahsoka was on.
It was the vendor. It was one of theirs, one of the old Clone Wars vendor.
Yeah. That's where they had the medical
Venerator.
Venerator.
Yeah. But yeah, so Evil Wrecker, man, his chip activated, and he's going after him and after him. But he did the thing what Ahsoka did to Rex that Omega did this to Wrecker, was like remember, right? Like, you know, snap.
It wasn't really working as well though.
Right.
Like Rex was fighting it. You could see because I'm gonna cry right now thinking about the Rex scene, because the Rex scene was hardcore, right? The Rex scene was intense. But this one, I was waiting for that same thing, and it didn't quite happen. He paused for a split second, but that's all you really got out of Wrecker. It was, he was gonna smash that kid.
Yeah.
He was.
No, he was. I would have loved for him to take one of them out, because that puts emphasis on things like, you know, Echo or something. You know, that put emphasis on things. But
I think him going after Omega is pretty hardcore anyway.
Yeah.
That's why they've built it up, right?
Yeah.
And that's why this episode was important, and why the filler episodes were important, because you had this build. That would have just happened in episode 3 or 4.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered. Right? They built this relationship with the two of them. They've made me. I love Wrecker now. I've had that Wrecker pop in the back of my thing since season 7 came out, and I haven't gave a damn about it. Now it's one of my favorite ones. I'm like, okay, I love Wrecker. You know, that's because of the last couple episodes with him and her. And so for this one to happen here, that's why we have to stop complaining about filler episodes and just write it out, because they're 20 minutes, and if pretend it's an hour-long episode. And now your filler episodes were just the beginning and the middle of your episode.
Remember what I said last week? It was like, it was just like that. We had like 3 episodes of it, and it was kind of like, okay. But I understand that we're going to get this tie-in. And then when you rewatch this entire thing,
that's what
it's
going to be.
Yeah, and I get that. And I knew that was coming. And it's starting to, like I said, this episode had big moments because of, and the big moment was getting rid of the chips.
Yeah.
They put Wrecker finally snapped out of it. They put him
because Rex saves her, because he was gonna destroy Omega. That was
she
was done. She was done for. Even though you're my friend and all this stuff, she was done for. So Rex comes, saves the day, knocks out Wrecker, and then
And right there, whenever she says "You're my friend," he says, "Good soldiers follow orders," just like every other. I love that line.
Yeah. No, you're right. And then like they subdue him and put him under, and they do the operation, and of course he's out. And that right there, the moment, and
then he's out for a long time because his vitals are good, but he's not stabilized enough to come out. And okay, here's part where I liked it, but I'm getting really tired of it too. Is the adults tell her, "Come here," and the immediate response is no. Right? Well, you have yet to listen the first time anybody has told you anything, really, and it's starting to drive me nuts a little bit. Because I'm like, if this is my kid, she's gonna get We're having a talk.
Not going anywhere.
We're not having this every damn time. Get your ass out here. No, you're not getting any popcorn.
Seriously.
I'm just afraid. I'm losing my mind on this kid.
Seriously. I mean, it wasn't as defiant as running off to chase a toy and almost getting kidnapped, But
this one was okay because of what it was, but still, it's just one of those things when you hear that, no.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
It should have been.
So defiant.
It should have been. Can I please stay with him until he wakes up?
Right.
I would like to stay with Wrecker. Absolutely. You know what? You got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
not no.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Cliff said dad mode comes out. That's exactly
100%.
Get your ass over here.
Say that in front of everybody.
You're hurting me. Okay.
I'm not a dad. I can't relate.
It's never got there, but it close. It's like,
I had real fast tangent as my son when he was little and he would act up in the stores. I would always hold his hand and he would just squeeze it a little bit, like get over here, and he would just shout, "Ow, you're hurting me!" I'm like, okay, we got to go.
It's time to go.
So anybody you want to report me? Report me. I don't care. But anyway,
I just accidentally trip.
Beat the child in the car, so we're gonna leave the store. Pardon me.
Yeah, but no. So of course, Wrecker comes out of it and he's okay, and then that was a cool moment. That was a tearjerker moment.
No, the tearjerker. I mean, when he woke up.
Yeah.
And then right after that, right, and everybody's cool. He turns around and sees her and goes over to her.
Yeah.
And he has to apologize because again, like you said a minute ago, the acting and animation, right?
Yeah.
You have Omega looking one direction. It's too bad we can't see the video right now, but I'm kind of glad. You have Omega looking one direction, packing her stuff, but looking kind of sad and thoughtful.
Right.
Like she like it's bothering her that Wrecker did this. And you see Wrecker feeling bad. When she turns around, it all goes away. Like, oh, it's Wrecker. Right? She's forgiven him already. It's all done. It's all forgotten, but he hasn't yet. And she touches his face and does all that. It was just a really good.
It was good.
Really well acted scene. And even though she let him off the hook quick.
Yeah.
And he still had to get it off his chest. And that was his very.
It was that awkward ship ride home.
I was a mess on that one. No, it wasn't awkward no more because then she pulls out the popcorn.
I mean, it was going to be, and then and then they had their moment and
mission 12 complete.
Yeah, that was cool. So all their chips are gone, except for Crosshair. So there again, there's that mission of they're actually free now. They're free. This is the restriction that was going to be endangering everything moving forward. Now they're free, just like Rex. Okay, right. And I kind of want to jump to basically the conversation that Hunter and Rex had at the end of this episode, where. When, like you mentioned, Rex is asking what now, and he's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get. And same thing with Rex. And I love their exchange was, well, you know where to find me, and then Hunter's told Rex, you know where to find us. That's setting it up
to meet up again.
They're gonna meet up because I now I'm like sitting there and almost in more bold ink saying that the Bad Batch guys are going to be joining Rex's cause, which is the Alliance, or.
Not even the Alliance.
Not really.
At this point.
He's going to go away. But I
don't even know if Ahsoka's.
You're right. Yeah,
yet.
No, I think they're going to have like a network of free clones that they do that they work with through Ahsoka. Ahsoka will be their fulcrum, and maybe working through Bail a little bit, but still have a network of people. And eventually, when we meet him back up in Rebels, that's the remnants of it.
At this point in time, Saw Gerrera is like the only real rebel.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and even the Alliance in Rogue One said that Saw used to work with them, so he could be the one who actually sparks and instigates this whole thing. Hell, this could be the time in which we start seeing what's her name from Solo, Emphas Nest, or Emphas Nest's mother. Who is
that would be.
Oh, that'd be a cool tie-in. Emphas Nest, period. Because that's what it is. It's a mantle.
Right.
So
that's it, Scott.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Emphas Nest and that band of rebels is going to be in the Bad Batch when we meet up with Saw Gerrera again.
Yeah.
Even by mention would be awesome. Like even if it's mentioned, like Saw Gerrera and Emphas Nest teamed up or whatever, now they have this faction that's growing in support. Because that's what it has to do, right? It has to grow, and then because again, when we fast forward to the original trilogy, the Empire is strong, but they're still grasping at a lot of systems to not fall in line, and it's because of the alliances and the rebels that are out there, fighting it.
Yeah, the Senate still exists, in episode 4. So I mean, yeah.
No, that's cool. That's why I take back from what I said 2 episodes again about Mon Mothma being in it this quick, because like you said, she is still part of the Senate, right? At this point. Yeah. And so is Bail Organa, and so all these, until that
they're still part of the Senate in Rogue One.
They have the side alliance, a rebel alliance forming, or actually have a lot of support by that.
It's more of a thought at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's really starting to come to fruition by the time we're doing the Leia book.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Princess Alderaan, and she's a young teenager at that point. So we've still got a decade.
Which would coincide with Rebels, because that's about the same time that Ezra is the same age.
And Kenobi, and Kenobi will be oh man.
And Solo.
You really don't realize all that happened right at the same time.
Well, how old will Emphas Nest be right now? Because
Emphas Nest's mother.
The mother.
Yeah. Okay. It's a mantle. She just recently had taken it over, I think, in Solo. Like it felt like I had that vibe. Mm-hmm. And then, she said her mother had it before, so
correct.
We'd be dealing with her mom.
Yeah,
yeah. And Emphas Nest exists. It's like a Ren.
She'd be a kid. She'd be a kid. She'd be like their age, like 9 or something, 9, something like 9.
So, where do you guys? Okay, so this is episode 7. So where do you think we go from here until that? Okay,
here's what I heard today. Now, from one of the, I think it was an art director or visual design director or some odd director, right, on the show, that said, that was basically, we know it's not the half of the season, right? How many episodes are there?
16.
Yeah. Okay, so it's almost. The rest of it right now is a ride. It's like we did the last bit of Mandalorian. They said, okay, that was your setup. The rest of it's a ride.
Okay. Really?
All right. That was the rumor starting today. I don't know if that's any kind of legit. I'll go find it and put it in the chat or on the page or whatever. But I had read that today, and so I'm pretty pumped there that we've got 9 episodes left or whatever of a ride.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's the point where we wanted to get to, right? And it's only because of, if this was our very first animated series, very first one going through, then I would marinate it. I would slow burn this to get it all in. But we had 7 seasons of the Clone Wars to do that. We had 4 seasons of the Rebels to do that. We had Resistance didn't go anywhere. But then it's like, okay, guys, like you said, if the second half of this is going to be just like the second season of Mandalorian,
and everybody's in place right now, right? Like everybody's in place where they need to be. They're away. They've got their chips out. They've got Omega. They've got a ally so far in Sid. Mm-hmm. They have a connection in him with him. Yeah. Right. And they've got other people in a row now. Now they can start. And with Rex, by opening up Rex and having Rex there, now you have Ahsoka and other clones. So
right. Well, this is the point where next episode we start seeing the cat and mouse game between the Bad Batch and Crosshairs.
Correct.
That's what I'm thinking.
Rampart. Yeah. Where the hell's Rampart been? Period. Yeah. I knew Tarkin would be done because that's why Rampart exists.
He handed off the baton to Rampart, and then we're going to get back into again the questions remaining of Omega's purpose. Why? Who's if Fennec, right? We still have the Fennec questions. We have Crosshair, and this is like I said, we're going to get in the meat of this plot. Yeah. Getting into it now,
because we've hardly seen any Empire at all. So it's been months. Again, we're talking about months. Right. The Empire has been growing and building and creating itself. So they're giving it time to get itself some footing too.
Yeah.
So by the time we come back, I'm wondering if there's going to be a G1 Stormtrooper outfit, because it's been a minute since we've seen the Empire.
Yeah, I would say so, and I actually think that you would start seeing a lot more enlisted soldiers. I think the more worlds that they go to, it's going to be more oppressed. Like it's not going to be free roaming. So I think what I think is they're going to go back to Sid, And so it's gonna be like, where the hell did you guys go? You got debt, whatever. And it's gonna be like, well, these jobs are gonna start getting harder and harder and harder to fulfill because the Empire's presence now. They can't just freely go in and do their thing. They're gonna be battling cartels or guilds, right? And now the Empire and this stuff. So it's gonna get a little more tighter for them to move around.
Good call on the guild there, because that for some reason they did it on purpose. The last thing I know they were sending a message to the Empire, right? Is that what they were doing? Is that all it was? Just to show them that? Do you think that's so? It? The Scrapper Guild, because the outfits were cool. I like the masks.
Very much, very cool masks. Yeah,
very, very Revenish, right?
Yes,
like
very, very Revenish.
Cool vibe.
Which is a Mandalorian helmet,
right?
Yeah,
old ancient, but they're on a junker planet, so it could just be they were scrappers and found cool masks and cool helmets. Right. So I would have liked to know more about that, but I guess their vibe was just to bring the Empire back in. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to see more of that too. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. So a good start to, like you said, if this is that finishing up this plot line because of like the danger zone for themselves. Now they can basically be a unit without the endangering each other.
Yeah.
Or other clones or the other Jedi. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if they come across another Jedi, they can say, hey, no, we got no chip. Look, the scar.
Yeah. Omega's had time to learn some skills and get a weapon and do all sorts of stuff. So they didn't marry Sewer or whatever.
Right.
They call it. Is that Mary Sewer? Yeah. So she's got to be able to be built. They know she has training. She's a clone. She's good to go. Yeah. She's annoying as shit right now, but whatever.
Yeah. She needs to learn the word no. Okay?
That's all it is. Besides that, I'm fine with Omega. I'm really mad at her after this episode again.
Yeah. I was about to say a bad word. I'm not going to do it, but it's
right.
I know. But yeah, so it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be cool. We got, like I said, the news is Star Wars life is starting to pick up, just like our own lives are starting to pick up. So
yeah. Like tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Off subject here a little bit. Tomorrow we all get to lose the masks.
Freedom. Yeah. We get our freedom in California here tomorrow, and
Disneyland's going to reopen to full capacity and no masks and no social distancing and
allowing out-of-staters.
So excited.
Yeah.
I still think they should have a tighter capacity. They call it maximum capacity, right? They should just reduce the capacity a little bit. But you know what happens?
Completely agree.
Yeah.
But they should do that anyway before COVID. More comfortable. But
I want you to buy the
our
2 to 3
stream got stopped. Our muted stream got stopped for the same reason. Wait, this is when Theory got really famous. Is when they got mad at him for doing something. Right?
Are we supposed to get really belligerent now?
Let's get outraged and cry.
Yeah.
We didn't see that coming.
All I've done is love Star Wars since I was born.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to pretend to cry.
All we're doing is promoting it for them. I mean, it's like,
then they got upset with me.
We're not asking for any money.
Yeah,
we just love Star Wars.
So now,
but if you want to contribute to my OnlyFans, then you can.
Yeah, right. So sorry about that interruption, guys. Thank you for everybody. Almost everybody just joined back with us and continue the talk and everything. That was very cool. I'll have to try to piece the 2 videos together for the future, something like that. So,
oh wow,
yeah. But again, we know now not to do what we just did. And one thing I am very surprised that yes, I do have new internet. You see a new backdrop. I'm not working for podcasting from my shop. I'm actually doing it at home. I know now that I can stream, do a Disney Plus video, and do the YouTube live, and basically no hiccups on as far as like lag wise.
Until Disney's watching us to get ideas and then they stop us.
Yeah, which was fantastic. It makes for a good story, right?
Hey, real quick, since we're talking about other story, Waititi is done with Thor: Love and Thunder. And he says he hopes his next project is Star Wars. We didn't get any kind of date on this at all, so I'm pretty.
No, it's just an entitled his project.
It could just be jumping on in, right? And I want to bring back again, Scott. You're selling some comics. I think Dawn of the Jedi, right?
Dawn of the Jedi comics.
And that cover, man, is really reminiscent of that thing they put out. I'm thinking that's the way, and I'm thinking that's why your auction is going berserk.
I'd like to think so. Yeah.
Let's ride that puppy out because
that whole comic series takes place on Tython, and there was that pyramid shape or the diamond shaped ship, and that's what was on his little screen that he had. That and kind of like a Schoolhouse Rock looking Star Wars logo.
Right.
Yeah,
which,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Again, doubling down on what we just talked about in Disneyland, it's not immersive with the masks. You know, you can't do that.
I got bright suns all the time,
but you don't feel it.
No,
you definitely don't.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same because you know what happens? We're not. Batu doesn't need masks. There's no pandemic on Batu. There's no Wuhan flu or COVID-19 or whatever the hell on Batu.
Once they allow us to wear full-on helmets,
until Claudia Gray puts it in a book, it's not. It's not a canon.
Right.
A galactic pandemic.
All right, guys. Well, that's all the time that we have. I'm sorry about the two-parter video again, but catch us next Monday as we go live again. And again,
do that.
What we know what not to do. But then we'll also have some content. So make sure that you like and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell notification to get other content that we will be dropping here soon and shortly and consistently.
Shortly and soon I works. Consistently is the hard part.
Well, it'll be consistent. I didn't give a time frame on the consistency. So if
it just happens.
Once a month, exactly.
Yes. Okay, good.
Did you guys check out that book review I did with the case that pops up and does the projection?
Do yourself a favor. Go watch the video that Scott dropped with the Rebel Files book that came in as exclusive boxing. And I don't want to give it away because I think it was pretty cool. I think it was pretty cool what that box contained because I was like, man, that's the stuff I miss.
Yeah.
You know, and no, that's cool. Go check that out. And a lot more is happening on that too. So. We'll spend the money so you don't have to. All right, cool. So with that, Bootleg Joe, where can we find you?
You can find me here at the Sarlacc Digest on Facebook and on IG at Bootleg Joe _760.
And Grand Animal Franz.
Anywhere that you can find the Sarlacc Digest, I will respond to any messages there. And that's about it. And Hoth Topic Podcast on Instagram. But before I go, let me show you something. I was talking to right. So you guys know that my pup passed away last month, right?
Yeah.
Saber, my Star Wars puppy. Well, anyway, my wife had something made for me. I think I showed it on the page, right? But this made.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome.
Right. So I want to tell you, this was made by Iconic Paw, and you can find them online on Facebook, Instagram, or anything. And if you put the code Sarlacc in, you get 10% off. So if you love your puppies and you want to do this deal, because Saber is now immortalized with a saber on my wall in my office. Code Sarlacc, get you some money off and get that done for your dog or cat or hamster or whatever you want.
Oh, cat! I think it's time for Rusty to become a Sith.
Yes, and they do have Sith. They have one. They have a plethora, even of superheroes.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
well,
I almost
put that link.
I almost want to get carried away, but I'm not. I'm just.
Please tell me they have a Thanos.
Yes.
Do they have a Thanos?
Oh,
is this a Marvel show? I'm sorry. Are you on the wrong podcast?
I got my pit. His name is Thanos. So
yes,
okay.
It does. Yes, they do. So just want to throw that out there, and it was really cool. When it came in, I was super pumped. That was that's
pretty awesome.
Now I got I know this is not a Marvel show, but we like DC, right? So maybe I'll try to get Crypto the Super Dog. You know,
they do have. They have Superman.
Awesome.
They got Batman. They got all those.
Yeah.
They do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
I think it was the Affleck Batman suit. Yeah,
gotcha.
So it's a very sad-looking animal.
Yeah. Chris, I will make sure that I put that description and a link below with the code on there so you guys can get your 10% off. That'd be awesome. So thank you for that. And finally, Scott Solo, where can we find you?
Oh, good Lord. So somebody thought it'd be a great idea to start a TikTok channel.
Woo!
So you can find the Sarlacc Digest podcast on TikTok now, and maybe
you can find Scott on TikTok.
It is the Sarlacc Digest podcast. It just happens to be my face for the moment, and we're gonna get some content going on there. And what an absolute nightmare that turned out to be at the beginning.
That's because we're old.
That depends on your point of view. I'd have been fine with it.
I know, but all I did was say that I wanted to follow Star Wars. I followed Star Wars, #Star Wars, Star Wars videos, that sort of thing. And for some reason, I think it's just because I'm a 40-something-year-old dude. It's just a bunch of girls dancing partially naked. And I'm like, hang on, this is not what I signed up for here.
Partially nonsense. This is not the crap you signed up for.
Yeah.
We don't pay for partially.
But I got it all ironed out now, so we're all good there. You can also find us at the Sarlacc Digest Central on Facebook. So that's where we spend most of our time looking at all the non-naked dancing people,
right?
Just talking about Star Wars stuff. And the Art of Scott Solo on Instagram, which I haven't posted anything in there in a long time. So maybe it's time for me to draw something. I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Time lapse videos or something.
I was just gonna say we're gonna have an art section. We could do that.
Hey, we could.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Absolutely.
Dope.
Maybe hopefully it doesn't get flagged and restricted. All right, cool. Well, also, again, make sure that you can like and subscribe and share us around all your social networks and your friends, and tell us everybody that you love Star Wars and you love the Star Wars podcast and you love being digested. So,
I'm going to be on the Holy Hour podcast on Wednesday. Wednesday evening, Gavin Connor, one of our patrons here, I am going to be on his podcast. We're going to be talking about The Cure and bootleg CDs, bootleg albums, bootleg music. So, join us for that.
You talk about The Cure? I've never heard that before.
I know. I don't know where that... I have no idea, man. So, catch us on there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody in the pit, thank you very much for joining us and being patient with us, and everybody in our Patreon list, thank you. I think we're done. Can
you be found at Tashi Station? Did you talk about Tashi Station?
I haven't.
You should, because these stands are killer, man.
I noticed the G1 stormtroopers in the back, and I have them on the stands at the Tashi Station Emporium.com if you guys want to pick up your own stands. I think that company might be an official sponsor to this podcast and might have some giveaways every week. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see.
Can I sign up for those?
No, you can't be an employee. You can't be an employee of the Sarlacc Digest.
Not only do I just do Black Series, of course, I cover Marvel Legends, DC, Master, all kinds of 6-inch lines and 3 3/4. So if you check out the website, it's all on there. I appreciate everybody's support. It's been a fun ride, and I'm coming up with a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future of maybe some elevated stands and some displays and backdrops. And there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Make them fly so you can put Django on his jetpack or Bill on his jetpack. Oh, man.
Yeah,
man. Hey, tell you what, Veers hasn't fallen yet.
Nice.
That SOB was falling every day or two. He hasn't fallen in weeks.
This stand right here just happens to be. Let me get Vader off of it really quick. But this stand right here happens to be my favorite, and I'm completely taking it apart right now just to make it work. But the centerpiece, centerpiece backdrop stand, that thing is awesome.
I have my Vader on him right there behind me.
Yes.
He's back there. Yeah. So a lot more of that coming because I just love looking at the display and changing things up a bit and making the display look good. That was the whole purpose of it too, and to keep them small enough to where you can have 400 of these on the shelf and not lose any shelf space. So
that's kind of key.
It works.
Awesome. Yes. All right, cool guys. Well, thank you very much. And with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.